Imagine a person who, for many years, meticulously structured their life around faith, sincerely praying daily, studying sacred texts, and strictly adhering to religious traditions and rituals. They appeared confident and steadfast in their beliefs until one day they encountered a troubling question. What if I was wrong? Why does this happen? How can faith, carefully built over so much time, suddenly become fragile and vulnerable to doubt? Today, we will embark on a deep spiritual exploration, examining what authentic faith truly is and how formal actions and external appearances can overshadow its genuine nature. Very often, people begin their religious journey with external aspects. They strive to learn the correct words for prayers, adhere strictly to fasting, and change their usual attire for religious symbols such as a headscarf or beard. While these external markers are indeed important for shaping a believer's identity, a crucial question arises. Is authentic faith limited only to external manifestations? Unfortunately, religious life often devolves into mechanical performance of rituals, where spiritual actions are perceived as societal duties or obligations rather than conscious internal choices. People follow familiar rituals, recite memorized phrases, yet seldom reflect deeply on the profound meaning behind each action, prayer, and day of fasting. True faith does not begin with external attributes, but with profound inner awareness of why and for what purpose a person believes. Prayer is not merely repeating familiar words. It is a unique opportunity to establish a living, meaningful connection with God, feel the divine presence, and recognize one's spiritual essence. Fasting is not simply abstaining from food. It is a time of deep spiritual work, a period of self-reflection and purification of consciousness from the trivial and superficial, a chance to gain insight into one's inner world and life purpose. When faith is reduced solely to formalities, a person loses inner strength, becoming vulnerable to doubts and external criticism. Any question or criticism can shake their confidence, as their faith wasn't built on conscious personal choice, but relied on the expectations and opinions of others. Let us honestly acknowledge that many believers follow rituals and traditions for years without asking themselves simple yet critical questions. Why am I doing this? How does it change my life? Does it bring me closer to God? Too often, external appearances become the primary criterion for assessing spirituality. We become accustomed to judging people by their outward signs and attributes without considering their internal state, true intentions, and feelings. Genuine faith should bring inspiration and joy, filling every day with meaning and inner light. It should not be perceived as a heavy burden, a load of obligations and rules. If faith stops bringing joy and becomes merely formal, it means the person has missed the most important aspect, the inner spiritual essence of their faith. There is a remarkable and deeply meaningful verse in the Quran that reveals the core of true faith. Those who listen attentively and follow the best thereof. Surah 39, verse 18. This verse teaches us that faith is an ongoing process of conscious choice, seeking the most meaningful and valuable truths. It is the ability to listen attentively, analyze, and select what deeply resonates with the soul. Such faith can withstand doubts and trials, cultivating wisdom and spiritual maturity. Authentic faith never fears doubts and questions. On the contrary, it grows stronger, purer, and deeper precisely through these doubts. Conscious faith isn't about formally fulfilling obligations, but about deep understanding and inner growth, continually seeking meaning in every spiritual action. When confronted with doubts, a person should sincerely ask themselves, what is the true meaning of my faith? The answer to this question becomes a solid foundation, unshaken by external circumstances. Pause and reflect right now on what truly constitutes the essence of your faith. Why do you believe, and what profound meanings lie behind your daily spiritual practices? Recognize the importance of your spiritual journey and seek answers that will fill your faith with life, light, and inspiration. Do not allow yourself to remain merely on the surface of spirituality. Explore it deeply. Make your faith alive and conscious, and let it become a source of joy, strength, and inner peace. Begin this journey toward true freedom and awareness today.